My name's Kaarina Parker. I'm 29 years old and I am 1 in 10. I was experiencing symptoms for probably 10 years before I got diagnosed. So my symptoms are mostly pain. I have severely painful periods. I have recurring pelvic, abdominal pain. And also I was experiencing quite severe nausea. My journey towards being diagnosed was quite long. I had never heard of endometriosis. All I knew was that I was in a disproportionate amount of pain, and it came to a head when I was around 24 years old because it was becoming difficult for me to work and function. So I went to see a GP because I thought that maybe I was having some kind of other abdominal issue. I had a pain flare that got so bad that they thought it might be appendicitis. It obviously wasn't. And then I was bounced around about 4 different specialists before eventually I was sent to an OB/GYN, and she diagnosed me with endometriosis, which I had never heard of at the time. The impact on my mental well-being from it was quite severe, especially at first when I didn't really know what was happening, because it made me very depressed, not being able to work or do what I considered to be normal things when I was on my period. And then once I learned what was really going on, I think that morphed more into an anxiety. I found that I then had a lot of anxiety around health-related things because I would start to wonder whenever something was going wrong in my body and a doctor would tell me, oh, I'm sure it's fine. I would think, well, I've heard that before and it wasn't, so what's actually going wrong? And small problems became blown out of proportion in my head, and I found it quite difficult to trust the word of one doctor. And that's definitely been sort of a hangover from this whole experience. It's definitely something that I'm still working through. Something that I have found helpful is trying to seek out medical practitioners who have quite an empathetic approach to their practice, who are willing to listen, who aren't dismissive, who have maybe even had similar experiences themselves. That has made a huge difference to me, finding people who I do feel like I can trust and who I feel like are taking me seriously. But it is something that is still impacting my life. The biggest myth about endometriosis that I would like to see unlearned is that pain is normal. That anyone who can menstruate should expect to be in a crippling amount of pain a certain number of days a month, because that is just not true. That's something that I was taught by the OB/GYN who I eventually ended up with, who's been amazing on my journey. She taught me that if your period pain is so bad that it's impacting your ability to function, that is not within the parameters of normal.